All right, let's start with a basic line. You want to set a little anchor and draw as straight as you can, not too hot, not too cold on the speed, and then set a little anchor at the end. You can kind of pat down and let it dry. Next, go ahead and try some curvy lines or jagged lines. Just remember before you make a turn to anchor just a little bit so that it doesn't separate. All right, next try a square or another shape. Just again, remember at each turn, give it a little anchor before you turn. Next, let's talk about doing a light fill. A light fill is where you're not going to fill it in solid. You're just going to lightly fill it in. So what I'm doing is I'm going back and forth, making sure that I touch the sides to make sure that kind of anchors on, holds on to the sides of my square. I'm just going back and forth, kind of like frosting a cake. Okay, next let's do a full fill or solid fill. And as you can see, the difference is now I'm going right up against my previous line. So I'll do a few lines and then I'll stop and pat it out. You can kind of smooth it down just to make the filament go a little bit farther. It's always, when it's warm, you can always kind of shape it as well if it gets out of shape. And then just continue. All right, next, let's talk about welding. So this is when you can take two shapes and weld them with the filament together. This is how we start to build those 3D shapes. So you can see I've got the two pieces together. I'm just going really, squiggly line back and forth. Once that is together, I kind of pat it down, stick it together, and then you'll see, because it's still warm, I can then shape my piece. Same goes for now. I've got this, 2D piece here, 3D piece here, and another way I can fill it is by kind of holding it together and just making, again, kind of like frosting a cake, gluing it together essentially. Putting a couple swipes of filament in there, filling up the two little holes, and then I can pat it down and smooth it out.